On to you, Libras. So for you Libras, you actually have the 4 of Raphael, the 6 of Michael, and then you Libras also have the 8 of Raphael. I'm not woofing like how I used to a few weeks ago. But so for you Libras, right? A lot of you Libras very much so are keeping your ground because you just feel very tempted right now to actually start playing games with people. And a lot of you Libras feel like if people want to play games with you, you could play games right back. But a lot of you Libras are actually seeing that that's not necessarily really the greatest route for you to take. It's not very good for you because for yourselves. Because you Libras are understanding that, yeah, you may get away with it immediately, right? But all that stuff does is cause residual damage that you don't necessarily catch unless you're actually paying attention to it. And what I mean by that is all of that romantic fun, it creates mental problems, regardless of whether it is that that I'm actually find that I'm a try to post evidence. I know I say it a lot, but because I just be running through these videos, I want to actually get them done. But please remind me of it in the comment section. You know what I mean? For real, because I want to show y'all what it is that I'm talking about. That like having too much romantic partners or significant others in such a short amount of time can actually lead to a lot of mental problems. And so a lot of you Libras are aware of this, but it's just that, you Libras are just so sick of how it is that people try to play with you. You just feel tempted. And I know the temptation of it because at one point I was really tempted myself to really start playing games too. But I never really got into it because number one, it wasn't me. It's just not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't find value in wasting exorbitant amounts of time trying to get people mad, because at the end of the day, they're just really trying to get you upset by doing dumb stuff. But then when you really take a step back and be patient and look at actually what it is that they're doing, they're really wasting their life. They're actually not really accomplishing a whole lot. Because I personally, like, I've never unless it's like a celebrity or something like that, I've never seen a person live that type of player lifestyle and actually it be good. When you hear about them, they got rent due or mortgage due, or their car is getting repossessed, right? Or repoed, or they're behind on their car payments, and because they have the same mentality as a person who's just paying for stuff with no end, if you know what I mean. It's because it's the same mentality. They're chasing this illusion. They're chasing this delusion, and so they never actually really fulfill that, right? Like it's short lived, right? But they never actually reach that and stay there because they're too short sighted. And so a lot of you Libras understood the assignment. You understood how lame it is to really fall for that, because you understood that at the end of the day, you can do that if that's what you want, but this is not a good thing for you to do, because yeah, you getting away with it now, but not only with the all the people, the body count that you're racking up, and all the mental problems that come with that, also the fact that not everybody is suited to kind of have romantic fun, and then you immediately just release them, so to speak. Some people are out here wilding, fam. And if you're not paying close attention, you could really find yourself in real messed up, serious, and dangerous situations. You know? And so the situation with that is, how many times you done heard situations of people getting knocked because, so to speak, they get knocked because they messed with somebody who was married. Come to find out, the person, they didn't even know that the person was married, and then they only found out until after they did something with them, because the person may have told them or whatever it was. They kept it from them until after. The next thing you know, the spouse that you didn't necessarily know about finds out about this. Now they on the block looking for you, or they looking for you, or whatever, wherever you are, they're looking for you. Yeah, I've never been through that, but I could only imagine. I've heard of it happening to other the people who I was hanging out with at the time. I know it didn't. I know it never happened to me, but I know based upon what they told me, it's not a very good feeling. Because you really got to look over your shoulder, because it seems like any point in time, the ex, I mean not the ex, the spouse that looking for you, either way, either side, right? Doesn't matter if it's the husband, doesn't matter if it's the wife, they could pop up and look for you. You know what I mean? They could pop up wherever you are. And then the next thing you know, it's like, oh, whoa, right? Oh, you didn't see this coming. So now the three of Raphael and the eight of Gabriel right here. The three of Raphael speaks to how, like, you have a lot to celebrate. And you Libras understand that you have a lot to celebrate. You understand that, you Libras are becoming a lot more clean. What I mean when I say clean, I'm talking about, like, you don't have to worry, like, whatever. If you Libras did dirt, that doesn't matter anymore, because you're not about that life anymore. And so you Libras feel better because you don't have to deal with the fact that, you feel what I'm saying, you creeping and you hanging out with individuals who you're not supposed to, or whatever dirt you did, whatever, maybe you may not have done that, but whatever it is that you did, or maybe even you didn't do, right? You didn't do anything, right? But you still found yourself in messed up situations. I remember so many times chicks' boyfriends wanting to fight me and all this stuff, because they ended up getting jealous, and then and I ain't even realize what was going on. And it took me really, like, contemplating on it, and basically chick basically used me to make her boyfriend jealous. Like, wild stuff. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? So you just, you know what I mean? So a lot of you Libras don't have to worry about that, because you're not doing anything messy with anybody. If a person gets messy with you, you're going to excommunicate from them, as you should. And then you have the Chariot and the Sun card. So the Chariot and the Sun card right here speaks to how you Libras, right? Two major arcana back to back. They kind of look like the same person. But anyway, a lot of you Libras are just shining. You're doing your thing. You feel much better. You're not seeking instant gratification immediately, right? You Libras are actually, like, very clear-minded, even though you may not even necessarily be getting any, right? Regardless of whether it is that you get some or not is irrelevant. You Libras are very clear-minded, because, again, it's not just about finding somebody, right? You got other aspects of your life that you can concentrate on: the business side, family side, your health side. And so that's exactly what it is that you Libras, this is New York, that's exactly what it is that you Libras are actually focusing on. And so the Ten of Raphael here speaks to how you Libras, right, you have a lot to be thankful for, and you're good. You've finally reached that internal peace. And next, all you need to do is to stay there. There's a place in you, in your mind, where it's forever happy, that eternal peace, that we call it joy, and or peace, same thing. And stay there. This is what enables me to not worry about the small stuff. This is what enables me to kind of run my race, run the race how I want to run it, or run the marathon. Shout outs to Nipsey, how I want to run it, because I'm not tripping. I'm not upset. I'm not focused on trying to compete with other people, right? I'm only in my own bag. And so Page of Raphael and the Queen of Ariel right here is about how a lot of you are in a position where, for you Libras, right? A lot of you Libras, um, A lot of you Libras have actually surprised a lot of people with how you've been moving. The Page of Raphael and the Queen of Ariel is all about how you've been underestimated, consistently, not just by one person, by a few of the people whom you've gotten to know. And you're, again, like, and what I mean when I say underestimated, I'm talking about it from the perspective of like, how it is that you Libras are moving, how, people who run game, again, they kind of have to feed into their own delusion as well, because the majority of the time they think that you're desperate, right? And then sometimes people can be desperate, of course, right? They can end up making that true. But then other times, like you Libras are not desperate for companionship, you know? And so, you Libras have kind of upstaged people by showing that you're not actually desperate. You just want to find somebody. But again, right? You Libras are very inviting. So are you looking for someone? Yeah, a lot of you Libras are. And trying to fix your relationships for you Libras who are in established bonds. But the invitingness, you are inviting, but when you want to be, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all Libras are really focusing on what y'all gotta do. Y'all are focusing on yourselves. It's not really, it's not really about like you Libras finding anybody. This is more so where the people are coming to you with it. Honestly, you just staying focused on what you gotta do, and people are just trying to bring you in, and you Libras are like, all right, you'll check it out. But a lot of the times they end up turning out not to be really on point like that. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Queen of Ariel. You have the Five of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Ace of Cups, the King of Wands, and then the Two of Wands right here, right? So Five of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and then the Ace of Cups for you speaks to how a lot of you, right? So, well, more so with them actually, again, like when it comes to others, it's more so a sense of they see you as someone that they would love to be with, but they got to come to you with a specific perspective, though. A lot of people's egos is too big. Their egos are way too big. And what I mean by that is they come at you with the combative sense, right? They come at you that way with the combative sense. But the problem with that is that's not leadership qualities, though. Like if a person can't defeat you mentally and they can't defeat you spiritually and physically, the best thing for them to do, if they are any kind of leader, if they have any kind of leadership qualities about them whatsoever, they know how to end up making a team. They know how to create a team, negotiate a team, right? Get themselves to be liked. Give someone an offer in which it's very difficult to refuse. And what I mean by that is, or if not give them an offer, right? Just get on the other person's side, right? Because a lot of the times, especially here, a lot of people try to be alphas, and all it does is demonstrate how it is that they lack leadership qualities. Everybody is jockeying for leadership position, and alpha, being an alpha, and everybody is an alpha this, and alpha this, and who's gal, and who's the alpha, and alpha this, and alpha that, alpha chips, alpha potato chips, alpha pants, alpha lights, alpha t-shirts, alpha sweaters. Everything is alpha, right? But then it's like, but these people don't be having strategies, though. They don't make good decisions that benefits everybody on the team. They don't know how to share credit. They don't know how to, when your team wins, they don't know how to share credit. You understand what I'm saying? Share the glory. They hog all the glory for themselves, right? They're divas on either side, right? They hog the glory and stuff like this. And why am I saying all that? I'm saying that they gotta come to you. They can't expect to be combative with you Libras and expect you Libras to be in a relationship with them. They're gonna have to. This is why I say the humility thing. People don't understand. They don't get it. Like they gotta come to you on some humility tip, because I'm seeing in the future, in the near future coming up, a lot of people are gonna be stupid. They're gonna try to. Their way of flirting with you is to be at odds with you, and it's not gonna work. You Libras are gonna be like they're weirdos and move around because you don't care to really waste your time engaging with them, and they're gonna be kind of like stuck on stupid, because they're gonna be like, they thought their way of getting in was to beef with you. But again, when you don't prioritize that type of stuff, because we're individuals, all of us are individuals, right? When you Libras basically don't prioritize that, you're like, it is what it is. So, and they not gonna like it, right? And that's gonna make them even more attracted to you because they're puzzled with why that didn't work. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We at 20,830 some odd. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.